how the internet works. Like, people listen to stuff and pay attention to smallest details. So it was women on the internet, I was like on Twitter and on Threads, and they were sitting here saying, "Oh damn, Shannon Sharpe still must be hitting white women because you ain't hear no cheeks clapping. She ain't got no type of she ain't had no macaroni time with her situation, and her ass wasn't clapping or nothing. He was just in there making a bunch of noise." So I'm trying to here's this clip of Shannon. Shannon. Here we go. I don't even, like I said, I'm gonna talk over it a little bit because I don't necessarily know if you're supposed to be talking about it. But I'm trying to get to the part where he started rattling like a gorilla. And somebody said this nigga sound like a cane corso. And you know what the funny part of? Come on, Shannon. I don't know, it's taking too long to get to it. But anyway, he basically called the lady, oh, ain't that Mama Michelle, or whatever the case may be. And my only thing I guess, with Shannon Sharpe, a lot of people sitting here saying it was messed up. That how did he not get fired from ESPN and Paul Pierce did? And we can talk about if it's fake or not. No, and I'm gonna tell you what the big difference is. And I meant to even, I can even make this into, I'm making this a lot of cases. One, all y'all gotta do is go look at numbers. Everybody, we love to talk about numbers any other time. All you gotta do is go on YouTube and go on ESPN channel. And ESPN still got like almost 1.5. I think ESPN, matter of fact, I want to give it 100% right. Let me tell you exactly how many ESPN got. ESPN's YouTube channel. ESPN got 12.7 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. The average thing on ESPN may peak out at like, it's clips and highlights. So maybe like clips and highlights, it might got like 400,000. I'm talking about, I want to say shows though. I want to actually tell you shows from stuff. Let's just say ones that I looked at when I was making this my talking point. A lot of them only get like 40, 50,000, maybe 100,000. Club, listen, Nightcap. We ain't even talking about Club Shay Shay. Nightcap literally average 260,000 viewers a night. The average show on this ESPN, they only got 1.5 million subscribers. So you sit here talking about ESPN got 12 million subscribers, and still Nightcap do way more. Imagine if ESPN was uploaded Nightcap. So there's no way realistically, because let's be clear, the three biggest people on ESPN right now is Pat McAfee, Shannon Sharpe, and Stephen A. Smith. And of course, because Stephen A's been on there so long, so I'm sure if you want to go seniority, you can sit here and say Stephen A. over Shannon Sharpe. But if we talk about popularity on social media or whatever the case may be, it's Shannon Sharpe, and it's Shannon Sharpe by a long shot. Like, you kind of can't compare Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee kind of leans more into, he's a white guy, so he gets to get off a lot of white stuff. Like, stuff that you will laugh at him and find funny from him is because he's a white dude. So he gets to lean more on the, like, I can pander to a different audience that Shannon or Stephen A. and them never going to be able to lean into because they're not white. But going back into the Paul Pierce thing, bro, Paul Pierce did that little shit on the live with the strippers. He literally had 300 people watching him on his Instagram live when he got fired. Shannon Sharpe had 6,000 people listening to him. My Michelle. Listen to what I said. 300 people and 6,000. It's a huge difference. If you sit here and think that somebody who only get 300 people watching them and somebody who got 6,000 people who accidentally, this ain't no plant, nothing. This is literally just people being horny and listening to him have sex. Paul Pierce actually had strippers on the camera and still could only get 300 people on his damn live.
Smoking weed.
Like I said, with all that being said, it still don't matter. And I seen a woman was like, "Oh, what would you see here if this was one of the women that worked at ESPN? I bet you they're fired." Let me tell you something. All the women let me tell you something. All the women at ESPN, I promise you, they're going to get fired. And whenever that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, their first rookie contract up, all the women who are supposed to talk about the WNBA, and all you see is all the women who are fans of the WNBA complain about how they do a horrible job. All of them will get fired, because guess what the ESPN going to start to do? They're going to start to sit here and say, "Oh, well, let me look at the numbers. Well, Angel Reese got her own podcast. Why the fuck am I gonna keep paying y'all to talk about her, and she can get more people to sit here and listen to her than y'all can get to talk about her?" I'm listen to what I'm telling you, because that's what happened with the basketball players. Guess what TNT started to say? "Oh, Draymond got a popping podcast. We're gonna break." That's all they're going to do. So eventually ESPN is going to find a way of, "Oh, I'm just gonna get Sue Bird to come in here and talk about this," because she already built up her own audience, because Sue Bird got a podcast. Oh, I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at it. It's like the lady Elle Duncan. She get like 40,000. Like, her most jump made got like 100,000. Angel Reese only got like 7,000 subscribers on her jump. Her already getting 100,000 on each episode. And that's my point. When we talking about, she get hers, and the Elle Duncan lady get her shit uploaded on ESPN. Remember the number I told you? So there's no way in hell y'all could have ever thought that ESPN was going to fire Shannon Sharpe for that. Are you dumb?
But it's not even that. It's just the content of it in the first place. At the end of the day, I feel like there was an ad. he was doing an ad.
No, no, of course.
But my thing is, it's just even with Paul Pierce and Shannon Sharpe, there are two different players. One person has been on a show, has been holding his own down. Paul Pierce is just a fill-in. You've been on there, you've been doing whatever you're doing. Even like with the whole KG situation when they was on live watching it was the Denver and Miami series, man. He's like, oh yeah, I got a rental girlfriend. Like, it's just some niggas you just can't put on TV. They just do nigga shit.
I don't even necessarily know if it. I'm just not gonna just put it on that. I still just think,
but it is like you gotta carry yourself. At the end of the day, you gotta carry yourself to a certain extent. Like you Disney is behind ESPN. Whatever you do is still behind Disney. Now, if this was on ESPN, like if it was under the ESPN account that Shannon Sharpe did that, I think maybe he probably would have.
Yeah, but I'm saying I hear what you're saying, but I think people could. If I'm going off of just what you're saying, and we're not going off of numbers and how big Shannon Sharpe already is, I do think realistically I could lean into people sitting here saying why Shannon Sharpe didn't get fired too, because what you're saying just off the Disney thing that you're sitting here saying, I could sit here and kind of say, well, Shannon Sharpe he work at Disney too. This is you ain't never seen nobody. What's the
you didn't see nobody, but you didn't see nobody.
But you heard it.
But you still don't know what the actual action was going on. You do not. It's your imagination. You
did
not see anything. But I see you smoking weed, have weed in your head, and strippers behind you. That's a big difference. It's a visual. I see that, and you think that's okay?
You didn't know. You could hear what was going on.
You cannot. It's just like Mikey said. Oh, wasn't no cheek slap. You don't know.
But you can hear.
You can hear.
You can hear. But I get what Mark is saying, because you still got to leave it up to
it.
imagination, because then you will have to prove that he actually was having sex. Because what if he actually wasn't having sex?
I was just doing an ad.
And which he did. And let's be.
What was it?
So basically,
he's selling.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna play the ad because I did send y'all that. He doing on Instagram. Yep, he definitely did an ad. He was doing an ad for a sex pill. What is the name of this pill? Hold on,
tell me that. Nixon.
Oh, here you go.
Me being a healthy, active male. I'll get it in. Real talk. Okay, Ryan?
Come on, man.
He sparks hard, Ocho. And, I hit one early this morning. I was just so sparks, bro.
It's called Rose Sparks. It's a red sex pill. He literally, soon as that very episode, and this is what I'm talking about. But again, to me, I don't want to even shoot him some bill. I mean, we could see. Of course, it was fake because, like I said, literally. But that, as soon as he got on live, he had 100,000 people waiting for him. ESPN to see what he was going to say and how he was going to talk about it. They ended up it peaked off at 300,000 people. Listen to what I'm telling you. You cannot get rid of somebody who can garner 300,000 people to watch them at 11 p.m. at night. Because ESPN don't got no show. If realistically, I'm sure they just it's a numbers thing. Shannon and Ocho may be waiting it out. I'm sure ESPN is going to eventually find a way to sit here and pay them and bring that live to ESPN. Because they don't have no show at that time of night. It's nothing on ESPN at 11 p.m. at night.
But then another thing, I can't remember when the Paul Pierce went live. It was during a game, right?
I want to say was it Super Bowl or All-Star?
It was actually during a game. So you got to think about, like I said, Shannon Sharpe, when his actions, what he did, he was not on air. He was not doing, you know what I'm saying? Like it was during his personal time. Ain't accidentally went, well, not accidentally.
Yeah, and let's be clear, for people who don't know, I'm sure y'all done already heard or you already got your own thoughts on about this. You can't accidentally go on Instagram.
Yeah, no, you actually.
For somebody, listen to what I'm saying. I read all my videos, my green screen videos. I record them on Instagram. I record them in the story, and you can, and they ask you, hey, you can move up. You got to move over multiple. You got to move over at least 3 or 4 other things to even get to the live, because the live is the last one. It'll be like story. It'll be like post. It'll be like reel, and live is the last one. So you can't accidentally get on Instagram live. Like I said, I'm not mad at Shannon Sharpe. It's cool. Like you probably, and I seen Jason Lee kind of trying, like I told y'all, he was going to become a whore to that viral thing because it's a hard bug to shake. And let's be clear, for most people, it is, because you're chasing numbers. It becomes a numbers thing. It becomes like, oh, how many impressions? It's like, you kind of cannot deny that. I want to say it was this lady I follow on Threads, and she made I thought I sent it to, hold on, let me read it down. So what it was it? Okay, because she was basically just breaking down the advertisement. He's talking about, okay, he got 300,000 people to watch him on Instagram Live, and his page is monetized. First thing he did was promote DraftKings, and then he promoted a new brand that's called Row, and that was the sex pill we was just talking about, especially on how many times Unc promoted the Row pill. Then they had merch for it, and also joining the YouTube channel, the memberships went up, and they got a super chat for. So for super chat is basically for people like if you after your page get over a certain amount of subscribers, people can sit here and they can pay you. They can just it's literally like they can tip you live on the YouTube channel. You got to have a certain amount of subscribers for them to even allow you to do that. So like I said, with all that being said, still there ESPN does not have a program right now that drawing us that much attention. So for all the people who sit here and think, oh, Shannon Sharpe was going to get fired, I hate to tell you, it's a numbers game. We do live in a world where people want to judge numbers, and Shannon Sharpe numbers are extremely too high, and it's hard to replace him. And we already talked about that. Look at Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, he didn't even last a whole year without Shannon Sharpe. He could not last into the next football season, and he called it quits. Again, and that's what Paul, guess who was sitting on there with him? Paul Pierce. So for people to sit here and say, why did Shannon Sharpe not get fired? The same reason why Paul Pierce is still on Fox Sports right now and nobody's watching that shit he got. And I'm sorry that he on there with Joy because she on damn near death row on Fox Sports. Like they just put her on any show to sit here and try to give it some type of life, and it's not going to happen. And I do.
What kind of name is that?
What?
Dude name was like Toot.
Oh, I don't know. Let me real quick my last little bit of Shannon Sharpe, and we can get into something else.
Oh, them people that was reacting that shit was fucking funny as hell.
Reading what?
Reacting his
reacting to Joe.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it in between your thighs.
I'm talking about funny. I'm talking about I was on a plane catching up to what was happening. And boy, one thing about Twitter and Black Twitter and their creativity, boy, listen. If you want to laugh, if anybody was having a bad day today, scroll through goddamn Twitter. Boy, there's some funny shit on there, boy. It's some funny stuff on there.
I did not. Man, come on, man. Now, so what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna try to find out every Michelle that I've ever talked to, every Michelle in LA, in Atlanta, in this place. Really?
Honestly, I was thinking of all Michelles that it could possibly be. I'm thinking Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, I'm thinking K. Michelle. I'm thinking I'm trying to think of other Michelles that are that
you know that name
I would know and
trust and believe. Listen to what I'm saying. If it was K. Michelle, nigga, that thing would have been clapping crazy. I don't care what other stuff she done got to check out. K. Michelle still got them clappers back there. Let's be clear. If that was K. Michelle, that ass would have been clapping. I promise you. He talking about he was in there 25. And this is another reason why you know the nigga lying and you know it was staged. It's no way. How was you in there 25 minutes previously and then it went on live the last minute and 30? Like, come on, cut it out, Unc. Like I said, I'm not mad at him. I'm not gonna lie though. The only cringy part to this is him putting out t-shirts saying my Michelle.
Shit, better market off of it.
Nah, dog, that's corny.
That ain't corny.
Why?
It's corny if you don't pay her. That's corny.
I mean, it might not even be corny if you don't pay because it might not even be a real thing. It may not have actually ever happened.
But you still got to pay her.
I get what you're saying, but it's just to me personally that, but like I seen that shirt, I'm like, bro, that's kind of corny. Like, come on, you too old to be doing that.
Shit, hey, you got to market every dollar.
Nah, nigga, it's certain shit. All money ain't good money, and that was corny. I'm not gonna lie to you. My Michelle, that t-shirt, that was corny though. He could have did without that one. I'm not gonna hold you. Like that was a little too much. Like it was like, come on. Like you could have did all the other t-shirts, but my Michelle, that was a lot. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I was cool on that one. Like nah, that was nasty work.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like when he said that whole, accidentally got hacked and all this shit, I can if you would have accidentally uploaded a picture, I can get that. That's happened to a lot of people. But that shit's like, first thing, I got hacked. How the fuck you get hacked?
I don't even necessarily know how often do people actually accidentally upload pictures. Like you gotta kind of be like. Even still with all that, it's still a process.
No, I've done it before.
Yeah, maybe back in the day when Instagram was older, but now they be trying to get you to put music on your shit, try to get you to add AI to the pictures. They be trying to get you to do a bunch of stuff. So it's not just randomly a quick post no more.
And you're absolutely right. And like I said, when I did it, it was back in the day. Like
yeah, of course, yeah. When it was probably just only like a one punch thing. Like, yeah, you didn't have a bunch of features now, but you small now, though it's a lot. They add I'm just talking about somebody who posts damn near every day. They got a lot of features that they ask you and try to offer you. They always try to get you to add some music to whatever you posting. So that's gonna be one of the first options. So it's not too much just oops, I accidentally post something. That's not going to happen. But I do want to change the conversation up a little bit because I am one of those people